Have you ever felt like there was a wall between your spiritual side and your sexual side? Like they were two separate worlds that could never quite meet? So many of us grow up feeling like we have to choose one or the other, that we have to suppress our sexuality to be spiritual or abandon our faith to explore our desires. But what if embracing both your sexuality and your spirituality could unlock a level of fulfillment you never thought possible? In this video, we're exploring the beautiful connection between sex and spirituality. We'll break down the walls of shame and uncover how to experience both in a way that feels authentic and empowering. Get ready to redefine what's possible. This is about reclaiming your wholeness and stepping into your most authentic self. Imagine you have a puzzle in front of you, each piece representing a part of who you are: your passions, fears, dreams, sexuality, and spirituality. Each piece is unique, and together they form the complete picture of your life. Some pieces are bright and easy to place, while others are more complex, requiring patience and acceptance to fit them in. Now imagine trying to complete that puzzle while hiding some pieces away, perhaps out of fear or shame. The picture will never be whole, and you'll always feel like something is missing. The image remains incomplete no matter how hard you try to fill the gaps with other things. Our sexuality and spirituality are not opposing forces, but complementary energies that, when embraced together, create a more vibrant, authentic life. When we allow these energies to coexist, we open ourselves to deeper joy, connection, and meaning. We often experience the divine through connection, love, and moments of intense feeling, the same qualities that draw us to intimacy. These moments remind us that we are alive, that we are capable of both giving and receiving love in its many forms. My friend Sarah spent years suppressing her sexuality, thinking it conflicted with her faith, only to realize that denying a part of herself created distance, not closeness, with the divine. She felt isolated, as if she was living a double life, unable to fully express who she was. When she embraced her sexuality as a natural, beautiful part of herself, she found peace and a deeper spirituality. She discovered that her faith could hold all of her, not just the parts she thought were acceptable. This acceptance brought her a sense of freedom and wholeness she had never known before. Studies show that integrating sexuality and spirituality leads to greater well-being and a deeper sense of purpose. People who honor all aspects of themselves often report feeling more connected, more resilient, and more at peace with who they are. When we stop seeing these parts of ourselves as separate, we can finally start to heal. We begin to understand that true wholeness comes from embracing every part of our being, even those we once tried to hide. As a first step, try journaling about your feelings surrounding both sexuality and spirituality, without judgment. Let your thoughts flow freely and notice what comes up for you. This practice can help you uncover beliefs or fears that may be holding you back from embracing your full self. This is about uncovering your truth and bridging the gap between these two fundamental aspects of your being. When you honor every piece of your puzzle, you move closer to living a life that is whole, authentic, and deeply fulfilling. For many of us, the journey to embracing both our sexuality and spirituality is blocked by a heavy backpack of shame that we carry, often without even realizing it. This invisible weight can shape our thoughts, our actions, and even the way we see ourselves. From a young age, we're taught, sometimes subtly, sometimes directly, that certain desires are wrong, that our bodies are to be hidden away, and that pleasure is something to be ashamed of or even feared. These messages can come from family, culture, or religious teachings, and they often linger long after we've left those environments. In many religious communities, shame is used as a tool to enforce conformity, creating an atmosphere of fear and judgment around anything related to sexuality. This can make it incredibly difficult to feel safe exploring or even acknowledging our true selves. Shame keeps us trapped in secrecy and self-doubt, making us question our worth and our right to experience joy or connection. It can feel like a prison, with invisible bars built from years of silence and misunderstanding. I once spoke with a young man who had grown up in a deeply conservative environment. He was terrified to admit his feelings, even to himself, because he believed they made him unworthy of love or acceptance. He lived in constant fear of rejection, not just from others but from his own community and even from his family. This fear kept him isolated, unable to reach out or experience genuine connection with those around him. But shame thrives in silence. The moment we begin to talk about it, to share our stories and our struggles, it starts to lose its power over us. Speaking out can be the first step toward healing. My friend eventually found the courage to open up to a therapist who truly understood the complex intersection of sexuality and spirituality. This safe space allowed him to express feelings he'd hidden for years. Through therapy and the support of a compassionate community, he began to dismantle the shame he'd carried for so long. He realized he wasn't alone, and that others had walked a similar path. Over time, he learned that his sexuality was not something to be ashamed of, but a natural and beautiful part of who he was. Accepting this truth brought him a sense of peace and freedom he'd never known before. If you're struggling with shame, know that you're not alone. Practice self-compassion, reach out for support, and remember that healing is possible, no matter how long you've carried this burden. Breaking free from shame starts with kindness, to yourself and to others. Every step you take toward self-acceptance is a step toward a more authentic, joyful life. When we shed shame and embrace our full selves, intimacy transforms into something sacred, a merging of bodies, minds, and souls. Imagine two musicians playing together, each bringing their unique energy. Together, they create something harmonious and beautiful. Sacred intimacy is a dance of giving and receiving, exploring each other's bodies and spirits with reverence. It's about vulnerability met with tenderness, desire expressed with love, and pleasure as a path to deeper connection. I know a couple, Mark and Sarah, who explored tantric practices to deepen their intimacy. By slowing down and being present, they unlocked a level of connection they never thought possible. They described it as a spiritual experience, connecting physically, emotionally, and energetically. Science backs this up. Intimate touch releases oxytocin, the love hormone, promoting bonding and trust. If you're in a relationship, try mindful touch or eye contact exercises to deepen your connection. Focus on truly seeing your partner and appreciating their presence. You might be surprised by the depth of connection you can cultivate. Sacred intimacy is about honoring both the body and the spirit. For generations, the idea of purity has been used as a tool to police sexuality, especially women's, with rigid definitions of worth and value. These standards have often been enforced by families, communities, and even entire cultures, shaping how people see themselves and each other. The pressure to conform to these narrow ideals can be overwhelming, leading to feelings of shame, guilt, and confusion about one's own desires. But what if purity isn't something fragile that can be lost, but rather a state of wholeness, a celebration of our authentic selves, including our sexuality? What if, instead of being defined by what we withhold, purity is about embracing who we truly are, in all our complexity and uniqueness? Think of a garden. Its beauty comes from diversity, not uniformity. Each flower, with its own color and shape, adds to the richness of the whole. In the same way, our differences make us beautiful. Our sexuality is like that, diverse, fluid, and ever-evolving. It's not meant to be boxed in or controlled, but to be explored and expressed in ways that feel true to us. There's no one-size-fits-all definition of sexual purity. Each person's journey is unique, shaped by their experiences, beliefs, and dreams. What truly matters is living in alignment with your values, treating yourself and others with respect, and honoring the sacredness of your desires. It's about being honest with yourself and finding the courage to listen to your own heart. I once met a woman who believed her worth was tied to her virginity, carrying shame and fear around sex for years. She felt trapped by expectations she never chose and struggled to see herself as whole. Through exploring different spiritual traditions and philosophies, she learned that her worth came from within, not from external rules or judgments. She discovered that spirituality could be a source of healing, not shame. She realized her sexuality was hers to define and express authentically, without fear or apology. This new understanding brought her a sense of peace and joy she had never known before. Unlearning years of conditioning, she found freedom and self-acceptance. She began to see herself as whole, worthy, and deserving of love, just as she was. Our understanding of sexual ethics is deeply personal and evolves over time. What feels right for you today may change as you grow and learn. Instead of trying to fit into a box created by others, take time to reflect on what purity means to you. Ask yourself what values truly matter and how you want to honor them. How can you express your sexuality in a way that aligns with your truth and spiritual beliefs? Remember, your journey is your own, and you have the power to define what purity means for you. For many, the relationship with sexuality and spirituality is marked by pain or trauma. Healing often means finding forgiveness, self-love, and acceptance. Like a neglected plant revived with care, our faith can be a powerful source of healing for sexual wounds. It offers a framework for forgiveness, unconditional love, and reclaiming our worthiness. I worked with a client who experienced sexual abuse and felt disconnected from her body and faith. Through therapy and a supportive spiritual community, she began to heal. She learned forgiveness wasn't about condoning, but about releasing pain's grip. Rediscovering faith as a wellspring of love and acceptance, she found compassion for herself. Studies show self-forgiveness is essential for healing from sexual trauma. Spiritual practices like meditation, prayer, or connecting with nature can be powerful tools. Healing takes time, but with faith and self-love, you can reclaim your wholeness. The journey to embracing both sexuality and spirituality is deeply personal. It's about honoring all parts of who you are, the light and the shadow, the sacred and the sensual. Remember, you are not broken. You are a divine being, capable of love and connection. Embrace your wholeness, celebrate your sexuality, and nurture your spirituality. If this resonated with you, share and subscribe for more on personal growth and living a fulfilling life.